Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 976. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing a book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that 3 things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those 3 things, my 3 pillars here on the show, are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's, there are few. And that is from, hopefully I get this correct, Shunryu Suzuki. So once again, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Last week I attended Chris Brogan's My 3 Words for 2022 webinar. I've known Chris since earlier this year when he invited me to be a guest on his podcast, The Backpack Show, which he hosts with Carrie Gorgone, and that was a super fun experience, I think, for all of us. And Chris's webinar, again, My 3 Words for 2022, is an example of the introspective goal planning and strategizing activities I enjoy doing in December each year. And with words as the focal point, how could I resist? In this well-attended webinar, Chris gave examples of his 3 words from past years, how they worked out, sometimes how they did not, as well as lessons he learned about selecting the words that will add actionable focus and firepower to your upcoming year, as well as a process for selecting them. He then invited participants to share their 3 words for 2022. And there was one word that really stood out for me and made an impression on the group as a whole. And it was a word that somebody chose for their year, next year. And the word is Shoshin, and it's spelled Shossin. It is a word that is derived from Zen Buddhism, and it means a beginner's mind. And quoting from Wikipedia, it refers to having an attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of preconceptions when studying a subject, even when studying at an advanced level, just as a beginner would. And this also reminds me of the theme of a book I'm currently reading that I featured on this week's Sunday Storytime episode here on the show, called Think Again by Adam Grant, which focuses on the power of rethinking things you think you know or are sure of. And, I find so much value in this mindset of approaching life, and especially our craft of writing, with the open mind of a beginner. So my question for you, how can you apply this concept of Shoshin to your 2022 goals, writing goals and otherwise? How can you approach those goals with the open mind of a beginner? And in case you're interested, my 3 words for 2022, they kind of generate visions of the Disney movie Fantasia, not surprisingly given my overactive imagination and overall kind of magical approach to life. My 3 words are conjure, as in making space for magic to happen every day. The second one is direct, and I mean that as a movie director, balancing that conjuring magic with intentionally directing the paths to my goals. So conjure, direct, and finally, rise, as in rise above the noise and the distractions, all the negativity that often surrounds us now. Rise, it also means to realize that I've invested quite a lot of work to get to where I am now. So mentally, mindset-wise, one of the big pillars here, mindset, time to rise up and be who I am meant to be. So my 3 words for 2022, conjure, direct, and rise. A fun exercise for all of you to do as well. And I will also include a link in the show notes to my media page, which has a link to my interview on Chris Brogan's podcast, The Backpack Show, in case you're curious about seeing that interview, my conversation with Chris and Carrie. And I will also include a link to Chris's Twitter profile, where he's super active in case you want to follow and connect with him, learn more about his really interesting strategic webinars like the 3 words one. He's a great follow. I also recommend subscribing to his newsletter. So in other words, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the show notes today, so make sure you check them. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And be sure and drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook. Let us know your 3 words, your goals for 2022. Let us know how we can support your writing goals. Inc. Authors on Facebook. Until tomorrow, happy writing.